it's Laura with Kettlebell 360, and I was going to quickly go over how we warm up as a unit. Group classes can be kind of tricky because there's people with different levels of FMS scores, so we might have some correctives in there. So I try and do a pretty generalized warm up, and then certain clients might have a specific thing that they're off doing in the corner before our session. But here is the global warm up for our studio. So typically what we do is we start with rocking, we roll into nods, we go into any ankle and hip mobility drills. We take it into bird dog, leopard rocks, and then moving on into even some planking. If it's not in our program, I will kind of give them heads up beforehand. We take it into the basic hip flexor stretch and some hip bridges. And then from there, they usually hit the wall for face the wall squats, and then halos. I do recommend them doing kneeling halos. And if they're not doing kneeling, they typically are doing standing. It just depends on if the person has good mobility or not. Then they go into crawls. My beginners will stick with baby crawls. And if you can see the length of my studio here, typically they'll have to do down and back, forward, down and back, reverse, and baby crawls. Might take them just a few minutes to take care of that. And then my intermediates will have to do leopard crawls, down and back 2 times, forward and back. And then my advanced, I do want them doing leopard crawls and Spider-Man crawls, and they'll intermix it. And that is pretty much how we get started. So to give you an example of, let's see, I'll kind of do a quick little rundown of some movement. So the first movement is the rocking. I just tell them big, tall chest, eyes forward, and push and pull. They'll do about 10 rocks, and then they'll take it into some nods. Just up and down, nice and slow. We're warming up the hips, the shoulders, into the neck. From there, we'll usually have them sit and then just work their ankle movements. Pushes and pulls. We'll get them twisting back and forth, and then we'll slide them down to their back. We'll kick through the heel, warming up their hamstrings. We'll do about 10 on each side, 5 on each side, depends on how tight they are. And then they'll go into twirling their foot up top, back and forth. Go to both sides. They'll even throw in some hip twists from here. Depending on the client, we'll put them into bird dogs. We'll go each side, 3 to 5 on each side. And if they're advanced, we'll get them off their knees. And if I could do it today, apparently I'm not skilled, we'll get them doing them off their knees. And then we'll do the length of the room. So whether they're doing baby crawls, or leopard crawls, or the skilled ones are into Spider-Man crawls. And if they're really feeling it, which is exhausting, and I'm warm now. It depends on if we're doing a lot of pressing. I may have them do a little warm-up of Turkish get-ups, kneeling halos, some breathing drills to kind of open them up. Also, if we're doing a lot of squatting, I'll get them down in their goblet pry, really open up their hips, mix them with some light swings. Most of all, not forgetting our hip flexor stretches. I think a lot of people leave those out. They sit way too much during the day at work, watching TV, driving around, and they really wonder why their low back hurts. They have a lot of tightness. If they would just focus on some good quality hip flexor stretches, they might start to eliminate that. If you have any questions or concerns, just let me know. You can either message me, call me, text me, email me, however. Have a fantastic day.